Did you ever stop to wonder what breakfast tasted like when the stock market had crashed, jobs were scarce, and every crumb of food had to pull double duty? Imagine waking up in 1933 to the crackle of a wood stove and the hum of a battery-powered radio, smelling something warm and hopeful coming from the kitchen, even though there wasn't much money left in the sugar tin. Today we're taking a culinary time machine back to that decade of grit and grace to rediscover 20 lost breakfasts that once powered an entire generation. These dishes are humble yet ingenious, thrifty yet downright delicious, and every one of them deserves a second life in the modern kitchen. So settle in, pour yourself a cup of strong percolator coffee, maybe even chicory if you want to play along. Tap that subscribe button, and let's taste the resilience baked into our grandparents' morning plates. Number 1. Cornmeal mush with maple syrup. A single sack of cornmeal cost pennies and could feed a family for weeks. Cooks whisked it into salted boiling water until it thickened to a silky porridge, then poured the golden mixture into loaf pans to chill overnight on the windowsill. By morning, the mush had set firm enough to slice like pound cake. Thick slabs hit a hot skillet greased with a swipe of bacon drippings, crackling as the edges turned crisp and mahogany while the center stayed custardy. The first forkful gave a satisfying crunch, then melted into creamy comfort that tasted far richer than its price tag. A ribbon of warm maple syrup, or when cash was tighter still, a drizzle of blackstrap molasses, soaked into every pore and turned budget corn into breakfast dessert. One bite and you'll understand why farmers, miners, and school kids swore by it. Number 2. Prune whip on toast. Dried prunes were the internet pantry staple of the 30s. Shelf-stable, vitamin-packed, and ready to ride the rails. Mothers simmered them until plump, blitzed them to a smooth puree, and sweetened the mixture with just enough sugar to take the edge off. Then came the flourish. Stiff-peaked egg whites folded in to create a light, mousse-like whip that looked fancy enough for a city hotel but cost mere cents. Spread that lavender brown cloud over a slice of buttered toast, and you had a breakfast that felt positively decadent. Kids loved the marshmallow texture, parents loved the fiber, and doctors loved that it kept everyone, well, regular. The bright, jammy tang of the prunes cut through the richness of the butter, and the contrast of crisp toast against airy topping made every bite playful. Number 3. Johnny cakes. These Rhode Island corn griddle cakes went nationwide during the Depression, tucked into lunch pails from Vermont lumber camps to Oklahoma dust farms. Stone-ground white cornmeal met boiling water, a pinch of salt, and a tablespoon of bacon fat. The batter looked more like soft dough, but once spooned onto a blazing hot griddle, it sizzled into thin, lacy cakes that crisped around the edges, while the middles stayed satisfyingly chewy. Johnny cakes were portable, sturdy, and paired flawlessly with coffee stout enough to stand a spoon in. They tasted of smoke and corn and quiet defiance, the flavor of people refusing to surrender their mornings to bleak headlines. Number 4. Oatmeal a la Broadway. Even when soup lines snaked around city blocks, New Yorkers still craved a dash of glamour. Broadway diners classed up plain oats by cooking them in half water, half evaporated milk until velvety, then topping the bowl with dark brown sugar and a pat of salted butter that melted into caramel swirls. Regulars felt they were eating something special, proof that sparkle could bloom from a 5-cent bowl of porridge. The milk lent toffee undertones, the butter added depth, and that extra fat kept belly growls away until curtain call at lunch. Number 5. Codfish cakes with lemon. Salt cod, once the workhorse of Atlantic trade, was Depression-era gold, cheap, protein-rich, and practically immortal in the pantry. Families soaked away the brine overnight, then flaked the fish into leftover mashed potatoes with minced onion and parsley. An egg bound the mixture. A dusting of flour gave each patty grip. Shallow fried until the outsides turned crunchy bronze, the cakes emerged fragrant and satisfying. A squeeze of lemon brightened everything like sun cracking through a cloudy morning, proving that thrifty cooking need not taste thrifty. Number 6. Buckwheat pancakes with molasses. Buckwheat isn't wheat at all. It's a hearty seed that thrives where other grains fail. Ground into a smoky-smelling flour, buckwheat turned pancakes a dusky brown. Sour milk helped the batter bubble, and a spoon of lard kept the cakes tender. They slid off the griddle speckled and aromatic, ready for generous cascades of blackstrap molasses. Bite in and taste earthiness, layered with burnt sugar warmth, like campfire embers kissed by dusk. One stack could fuel fieldwork until well past noon. Number 7. Apple bacon skillet fry. Nothing went to waste, so bruised apples found redemption, sizzling in bacon drippings. Tart fruit caramelized next to smoky meat under a snow of cinnamon. Some cooks added a splash of cider vinegar to cut the richness. Served straight from the pan, the sticky glaze begged for crusty bread to mop it up. Breakfast and dessert doing a tango. Number 8. Cream chip beef on toast, affectionately nicknamed SOS. Paper-thin dried beef ribbons, sautéed in butter, buried in flour, and drowned in milk until a peppery white gravy formed. Ladled over toast, it was cheap, salty, and inexplicably comforting. Add coarse black pepper, and you're halfway to a 1930s boarding house morning. Number 9. Bran muffins with raisins. Nutritionists of the era evangelized fiber, so wheat bran ads promised energy, vitality, and excellent digestion. Bran soaked in buttermilk overnight, softened into tender flecks. Raisins added natural sweetness. Dark brown sugar and melted shortening bound it all together. Baked until the tops cracked like parched earth after rain, these sturdy muffins traveled in lunch pails and kept clerks fueled through endless ledgers. Number 10. Popovers. Equal parts eggs, milk, and flour, whisked silky, then poured into smoking hot custard cups. Steam inflated each portion into a towering golden shell with a hollow heart ready for jam, or, when times were lean, a ladle of sausage gravy. Theatrics worthy of Broadway from ingredients you already have. Number 11. Fried grits squares. Day-old grits firmed up like polenta, cut into blocks, dredged in seasoned flour, and fried to a shattering crust, they hit a creamy center. A drizzle of cane syrup added smoky sweetness that played against savory corn. No grit ever wasted. Number 12. Tomato gravy over biscuits. Bacon grease, onions, home-canned tomatoes, a splash of milk. Simmer until the sauce blushes pink, then flood a split biscuit. Bright tomato tang, buttery crumb, faint smokiness, sunshine and hearth in one bite. Number 13. Scrapple and eggs. Pennsylvania Dutch cooks simmered every pork scrap into stock, minced the meat, mixed it with cornmeal, and molded it into loaves. Slices fried crisp-edged and creamy-centered, crowned with a runny egg. Crispy, savory, habit-forming thrift. Number 14. Rice pudding breakfast bowls. Yesterday's rice met sweetened evaporated milk, nutmeg and vanilla, simmering into fluffy custard. Warm, velvety, tasting oddly like a hug. Top with fruit, preserves, or cinnamon, and watch worries melt like sugar. Number 15. Broiled grapefruit with brown sugar. Halved grapefruit, loose in segments, blanket of brown sugar, blistered under the broiler. The sugar crackles like creme brulee. The fruit warms and sweetens, and every spoonful balances bitter, sweet, hot, and cold. A citrus sunrise. Number 16. Cottage cheese pancakes. Cottage cheese, eggs, a touch of flour, a hint of vanilla. Griddled gently, the cakes puff slightly, their edges freckled. Light, tangy, sneakily protein-packed, topped with berries of summer smiles. Otherwise, a spoon of jam scraped from the jar. Number 17. Peanut butter wheat toast. Government booklets dubbed peanut butter meat in a jar. Spread thick on toasted whole wheat, dust with powdered sugar for a sweet rush. Add banana slices if coins allow. Add apple butter if you crave a flavor mashup. Nutty, sweet, durable fuel for double shifts. Number 18. Molasses milk. Warm a mug of milk, swirl in a tablespoon of blackstrap molasses, and sip liquid gingerbread. Farm kids believed it chased away winter chills. Scientists now say it's loaded with minerals. Either way, 1 cup feels like wrapping your hands around a pot-bellied stove. Number 19. Savory oatcakes with onions. Leftover oatmeal stirred with minced onion, salt, pepper, and a knob of lard, molded into patties, fried until the crust sings. Inside, the oats turn almost creamy again. Outside, they crunch like hash browns. Top with ketchup, relish, or nothing, the flavor stands tall. Number 20. Victory Garden herb omelet. Even city balconies sprouted parsley and chives when meat was scarce. Beat 3 eggs with cold water for fluff, shower in a fistful of fresh herbs, cook gently, fold, and inhale springtime optimism no matter the headlines. Which of these lost breakfasts are you ready to rescue from history? Tell me in the comments, and if you try one, drop a note under this video so we can all share in the nostalgia. Tap the playlist on screen to binge more retro recipes and help us hit 1,000 subscribers so we can keep preserving tasty history together. Thanks for traveling back to the 1930s with me today. Stay curious, stay resourceful, and keep cooking the old world way.